Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm here for another pen review, and this time I think this will not be a long one because I don't have much information about the pen that I'm reviewing today. So, what is this? With this logo, this is a Waterman. So today we are reviewing a Waterman Forum blue and red. I don't know if this color scheme has special name, so I'll call it blue and red. So let's take a look at it. It is a pen that has a cylindrical barrel, cylindrical cap, and it has a flat top and a flat bottom. And so let's take a look at it. On the top of this flat top, you have the Waterman logo in golden, inside the golden circumference. Then you have this kind of two rings, at least, actually three. Like the first one is a part of this round top of the cap. Then you have two red rings. You have a gold-plated or gold-colored clip that is quite springy, with also the logo there and this very characteristic style of clip with this opening on the middle. Then you have three rings on the barrel. It becomes all cylindrical, maybe tapers down a little bit, I'm not sure. And then you have two other red rings at the end. Here on the base of the pen you have Waterman France. It uncaps like this, and you will have a red section, and the end of the section is actually one of these red rings that you see when the pen is capped, and you have space for a long international cartridge or a Waterman cartridge, or two short international cartridges that can be put together there. You have this cap that clicks in place. Actually, you have this part that clicks on place with the cap, and then you have the nib, which is a steel nib, gold colored, says Waterman France, and with the M. Here you have the logo in the place where the breather hole would be, and you have a plastic feed, and that's it. That's what I have to show you with the pen. There is not much more to say about it. About its history, I don't know much about it. I know that this pen was an inexpensive student pen, maybe from the end of the 1980s and certainly from the 1990s. There is not much information available online. This pen is quite cheap. You can get them for around 10 euros, or then you can get some for around 100 euros. It depends on the color scheme and the finish, because some are more unusual than others. You can see this was used like a corporate gift with the ELF logo printed on the cap. So this was quite a very simple, we could say almost a student's pen. I usually try to show pens that I find similar, and to be honest, there aren't many pens that I really find similar to this specific one. But there is one, and that one really reminds me of this. It is an Indian pen, but it is a Parker pen. It is the Parker Beta, or Beta, I'm not sure how you say. I would say Beta, like we say in Portuguese. And the Parker Beta is also a pen made of plastic. Very simple, and I think it is comparable in many ways. It has a flat top, much simpler than the Waterman's. Waterman has some rings. This one has the arrow clip in red over black plastic. It is really a simple pen. The plastic is not very resistant, and I think it already has a crack somewhere, but now I can't see it under this light. But this pen will be reviewed someday, and when I do it I will talk about it. So the plastic on the Waterman seems much more resistant, and you have to see that this plastic is not thin at all. You can see it is quite thick. Here we have the plastic of that Parker Beta that I showed you. I was sure there was a crack somewhere. Okay. You can see that the Waterman is much thicker than the Parker. Let me check. Maybe the crack was in the barrel. I'm not sure. Okay. I shouldn't be losing time with these, but this is a pen that I didn't even use it yet, but I got it, and so I would like to review it someday. This pen, this Parker is not available in Europe. This is a pen that is made under license of Parker by an Indian brand which is called Luxor, that has the rights for this, and so I would say that the pen is a little comparable, but this looks much cheaper than the Waterman. The Waterman is no longer produced, so you will only find older stock. The Beta, as far as I know, is still currently produced, at least it was only a couple of years ago. When you look at both nibs, they seem comparable in shape. The Waterman is bigger, and in the Parker you have that kind of vector jotter style. I was mixing now the caps. Now, for some size comparison, I have to show you the two pens that I usually show. I have here Lamy Safari. This is Lamy Safari Petrol, and I have the Parker Centennial do Fold in marble blue or blue marble. I'm not sure how the official name is, but I have a review of it, so I'll put links below so you can check it. You can see that the Waterman is the same size or even a few centimeters longer than the Parker Centennial do Fold. However, it is much thinner. It is even thinner than the Lamy Safari. And here is the comparison of the three pens, uncapped and unposted. And you can see, even with a smaller nib, the Waterman is not much smaller than the Parker. And let's take this out of the way. About the writing experience, it's not a thick pen, as I told you, but it's not thin either. So it's very easy to use. I think it's quite comfortable. You may like, if you are like me, that I look for textures to hold the pen, I would prefer to hold the pen here, where my fingers touch mostly the section, but also this kind of first ring that is actually a part of the section. So this is a step up, but this step is not sharp. As you can see, it's very rounded. So I think it's the most comfortable place to hold the pen. If you like really some more texture, you can hold, and larger grip, you can hold the pen higher here, and it is still long enough not to fall from your hand. And this pen can be posted. It posts moderately securely. It will not fall, but it feels it doesn't belong there. And it will be a little bit long and will take the balance away. However, it is not a heavy pen, so it's good to go. If you prefer it to have some extra weight, maybe you could add a converter that has some metallic parts here, and it would feel a little bit heavier. Now let's go for some writing sample. And here we have pen and paper, and let's see how this behaves. So this pen is the Waterman Forum, blue and red, let's call it like this, and it has a medium steel nib. The paper is the usual Rhodia dot pad, and the ink inside is the Kaweco Paradise Blue. which is available in these little bottles or in the newer version of the bottles, which is very, very nice. So, about this pen. This pen writes in a very wet and thick line. You can see it doesn't skip. It writes really well. It is very smooth on the paper. About the wetness, I think this is quite wet. The nib is medium, but I would say it is more kind of a broad. You can see that if you write slowly, there is ink pulling down there. So it is good to see some shading with the inks, as you can see there. And about line variation, this is how it writes regularly. This is how it writes if you press it a little harder. So you can have some line variation, but it is a very hard nib. It is a stiff nib, it's not made for line variation. However, it does deliver something. So this is a smooth and inexpensive pen that you can get for around 10 euros, or much more if you are going for some very extra rare design. About the reverse writing, because some people ask me about that. It's not scratchy, but it doesn't write at all. The regular way, yes, it really writes well. So this is kind of a reliable pen. It's a pen that you may find in some flea markets or being sold even as a new old stock, maybe with some advertising to some companies that you could really sand it with some micro mesh and it would disappear if you wanted. So this is kind of a good pen, that kind of nice pens that you can give to a student or that you can leave on your desk at work, because I wouldn't be too afraid if this was stolen or lost, and it would be a nice pen to lend someone to just to try to write with them and to try to see how a fountain pen writes. I think this is a very good starter's pen because it just works nicely. So this is all I had to show you. Thank you so much for watching the review of this nice performing, however not very beautiful fountain pen. So I hope to see you here on my next video. Bye.